What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. How y'all doing? As I can see from the title, man, I got 5-time the Manny Pacquiao shocked the boxing world. You know what I'm saying? I finish a lot to my guy, man. The best fight, one of the best fighter in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao. So hey, I finish a lot. If you need to channel, to let's go and share. If you love boxing, man, if you just enjoy watching boxing, subscribe down below. I ain't finna talk too much, man. You feel me? Let me record my screen in 3, 2. I say 3. What? 3, 2, 1. Y'all should see my screen right here. And let's get straight to it.
Give the other man a chance to beat him. But if he loses, you know what? He just lost to a really good fighter.
In boxing, every fight is important. As, after all, history has shown us repeatedly that it's the night you least expect problems that can have disastrous consequences. However, turning up on the night has never been an issue for a man fighting for the love of the sport and his people. Manny Pacquiao. From the unknown to the sport's most decorated.
Come on, man. That's my guy.
The Filipino has been consistently excellent throughout a 25-year professional campaign. In which case, it becomes a near impossible task to boil down some of the greatest occurrences of a man who has excelled expectation and pulled off the unthinkable time and time again.
Pacquiao should fight here. He shouldn't try to get into a boxing match with this master boxer from South Africa.
Please click thumbs up, subscribe, and press the bell button if you're new to the channel, as we attempt to narrow down an incredible 70-fight career, showcasing 5 nights in particular that Manny Pacquiao shook the boxing world. Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
Manny Pacquiao, man, that's the fighter, bruh.
The first on our list is the night which initially set Pacquiao on the path to superstardom 16 years ago.
130 pounds.
Stepping in against the master technician and Hall of Famer Marco Antonio Barrera. Understandably, with his relatively unassuming resume of 21 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, the Filipino was widely overlooked in the build-up.
Pacquiao has been prepared for what to expect from the crowd and blows kisses as they move.
Though little did the Mexican champion know, a tornado was coming his way.
Herrera says that he sees in Pacquiao his own younger, hungry warrior self.
In his first step up to featherweight, the speed of Pacquiao stood out immediately. And with the move in weight came an increase in power, knocking Barrera down in the 6th. Barrera was never going to be broken mentally, but that physical, systematic beatdown turned Manny Pacquiao into boxing's hottest prospect overnight. Second, we skip forward 3 years to another elite Mexican opponent, and this time in what would be their second fight after Manny lost a unanimous decision 18 months earlier. The slick and dangerous Eric El Terrible Morales.
A very smart fight by Eric Morales so far. He bangs Pacquiao with 2 right hands.
It is widely believed that after losing the first matchup in his first stand on pay-per-view, Pacquiao adapted his training to become the more complete fighter.
Pacquiao's going to be looking hard for people who want to face that kind of devastation.
Thus, in the rematch, with more attention to hitting the body and shot selection, the Filipino turned everything in his favor.
And this crowd reacting to every warrior.
So much so
Look
that
how
his attempt
fast.
managed to stop Morales for the first time in his career. An exquisite show of heart and adaptability, we saw Pacquiao gain the experience that, no doubt, helped build him into the fighter we see today.
The prospect of Manny Pacquiao getting better is frightening to everybody at 130 pounds, maybe even up to 135. He was faster, the head movement was better, his punches were harder. I don't think I've ever seen him look any better than that.
For number 3, we look later in Pacquiao's career to what can be considered one of the most humbling, bittersweet victories of the modern era.
Come in and have the best Manny out there, because, you know, after the fight, I don't want to hear any excuses.
I kept making excuses that he's not training, he's missing the election, all that, but you know what? To me, I think he's scared, and Freddie Roach is scared.
Not just because of the David versus Goliath comparison, where Pacquiao came in 17 pounds lighter and 6 inches smaller, but because his opponent, Antonio Margarito, had been suspended for illegally loading his hand wraps a year prior.
The commissioner flipped it open and a block fell out.
Entering the bout with arrogance, mocking Pacquiao and his trainer Freddie Roach, the Mexican fighter expected to bully and overpower the Filipino.
Antonio Margarito has said that Manny Pacquiao better be ready for war. Pacquiao always is.
Instead, Manny hit him with every shot in the book, showcasing a beautifully violent display of
Look at him go. Like,
He's backing Margarito up, and he's hurting him.
winning a clear, unanimous decision to become boxing's only 8-weight world champion.
Congratulations, Manny, on another brilliant performance. That's a pretty big guy you just beat up. What was that like?
And despite claims of Pacquiao having no power, a broken orbital bone which was initially too swollen to operate on says otherwise.
I have always said I'm unbeatable at 10 stone, and I really do feel that way. Manny Pacquiao is a very, very aggressive fighter. I think everybody has been a little bit wary of his aggression. I know a man who won't be. That's me.
Number 4. Another night where fans would be able to draw comparisons between Mayweather and Pacquiao. This time based on how well they could handle a strong, aggressive, hard-hitting Brit. Namely, Ricky the Hitman Hatton. Where speed and power was expected to favor the Englishman, Pacquiao, in trademark style, made it an advantage of his own.
Warrior King.
damn, Pacquiao has been fighting for a long time.
Who follow them to the battle.
It became immediately clear that it was a night that belonged to the Filipino, who dropped Hatton in the first round. And to put it no better way, a night we will remember for its swift, brutal, picture-perfect ending. Now 49-3-2, Pacquiao solidified himself at the time as the best fighter in the world, and having dispatched 2 of Mayweather's mutual opponents in impressive style, it was around this time, with the pressure and the hype growing, that the Maypac pursuit began.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is coming back. If he wins that fight, is that a fight you want? You and Mayweather.
Last but not least, and it was a year earlier, in fact, that Manny had beaten his other mutual opponent.
This is going to be the biggest event in boxing history. This is a global event.
In a night that many consider to be the proverbial passing of the torch in Pacquiao's greatest and most pivotal performance. Another occasion where the Filipino defied the odds by moving up 2 weight classes to face Oscar de la Hoya.
Past his prime, but still a very, very good fighter, a terrific fighter to say the least.
And that night, where the spotlight beamed its brightest, Pacquiao's ability has never looked more deadly.
And his speed has probably been a little bit of a surprise for Oscar so far.
Bundling everything he
Look
knew
at this
into one
speed.
airtight performance,
The speed
Manny
is too
boxed
fast.
a perfect fight.
Can't get off these ropes here.
Landing combinations through the fight, hitting the target more and more easily as it progressed, until, after some particularly brutal middle to late rounds, Oscar decided not to come out for the night.
It's all over. The fight is stopped. It's all over.
Not his best victory on paper, but the performance as a whole was something very special. A stoppage win on the biggest stage, in a victory that, ultimately, saw the Filipino crowned the fighter of the decade.
I think the best is yet to come.
A man who has truly seen and achieved it all within the sweet science.
He's too fast,
Fighting
bro.
30 world champions.
He's too fast.
Titles across 8 divisions, lineal across 5. And despite not getting the result, the biggest grossing boxing match of all time. And now, fighting into his 40s, the decorated Filipino somehow keeps us guessing, pitting himself up against an entirely new era of fighters. This time it's Keith Thurman, another young and hungry champion that comes with the same intentions as those before him. Risky, dangerous, yet inspiring. And after showing he can still cope at world level, where Manny now decides to toe the line and call it a day, is truly up to him. Though one thing is for certain, history will look back kindly on boxing's Filipino superstar.
Manny Pacquiao.
One thing most everyone can agree on.
Pause, man. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao is an amazing fighter, man. You know what I'm saying? He's too fast. He's too fast. Like, yo, he's too fast. But if you need to see each other, let's go and share. I love you guys. 50K will come. There's no way around it. Hey, and I'm out. Yeah.